everyone, today in another episode of Things to Avoid Doing. We're going to talk about why you should avoid providing collateral for someone else's bail bond. So for those of you all that don't know, a bail bond is an agreement by a criminal defendant to appear for trial or pay a sum of money set by the court. Now, generally there is a bail bondsman, and he'll accept various forms of collateral, including real estate, so house and land, cars, credit cards, stocks, bonds, jewelry, anything of value he will accept as collateral. And the whole goal of the bail bond is to accept something valuable from the defendant, hold it as security, as a guarantee that that defendant will come to trial. And in the event that they do not come to trial, that collateral will be seized. So the thing is, it only works effectively if the defendant is the one putting up that collateral. If somebody else puts up that asset as the collateral for the bail bond, then it may be ineffective because the defendant did not own that, and now if it was lost, it's not something that they would actually have to face up with. So let me give you an example that will actually give you an idea of why you should avoid providing collateral for someone else's bail bond. Say you have some friend that was charged with some offense, and the option is either they stay in jail until the trial, which might be 2 months from now or 3 months from now, or they get into a bail bond. And part of the bail bond is that they need to actually offer, say, a house of $1 million value. They need to offer that as collateral. But if they do not have a house, they cannot offer the collateral required. So they will have to stay in jail until the trial, 2 to 3 or 6 months from now. What the bail bond allows them to do is to go ahead to be able to come out of that having to go to jail, so they would not have to go to stay in jail until the trial. They could go ahead with their life outside of jail. They could live in a home, do whatever they want, but to do that they have to offer something as collateral. So they have to have that bail bond, that agreement. They do not have a house, you have a house. They ask you if you can offer your house as a form of collateral. Offer that to the bail bondman so that they can now come out of jail and they could live their life normal outside of jail until the trial date comes up. So that's the scenario. Let me tell you the consequence or what could happen, where this could go wrong. If that your friend now comes out, you do the bail bond agreement where you utilize your house as collateral, and your friend comes out of jail and they're allowed to now spend time outside of jail until the trial. Say your friend was to flee the country, and assuming they did not take his passport, but you know taking a passport is not going to stop somebody from fleeing the country. They could still flee the country. So say they were able to flee the country, and now they're in some country that we don't know about. When the trial date comes up and they do not appear to court, what's going to happen? Whatever is placed as collateral is going to be seized permanently. And that means your house that you're living in, that you offer as collateral for your friend to come out of jail, is going to be seized permanently. Because part of the agreement, the bail bond, is that you need to show up to a trial date. Otherwise, what is put up as security is going to be seized. And I've seen several persons in this scenario. I know a number of persons that put themselves in a scenario like this, trying to help a friend or a family member avoid having to stay in prison until the trial date. And what happened in many of those times, the family member end up not showing up to trial and collateral went. So all the family member has to do, or all that person has to do, is not show up to trial. It could be by accident, it could be by, I'm not sure if there's any circumstances that they will accept, but you have to show up. They have to show up. So you should avoid providing collateral for someone else's bail bond. That is their struggle, and they may not appreciate the importance of showing up to trial if you contributed collateral. It's better they find a way to offer collateral so that if they do not show up, they lose their asset. And it's very serious. Think about losing your house because somebody you tried to help did not show up for trial. So I hope this was beneficial to you all. I hope you understand the importance of not providing collateral for someone else's bail bond. This is very serious business. So I hope you avoid that. And I'll see you all in another segment of things to avoid doing.